Right, welcome to the Ravit Show. It's Big Data London, day one, and I'm super excited to be here at the Revefi booth with one and only Sanjay. Sanjay, not a new face to the Ravit Show, and I'm so happy to have you back on the show. There have been massive announcements that you all have made recently, so I'm kind of curious to learn a little about what's new, what's happening at Revefi, and congratulations on the recent funding that you all have received. Obviously, it kind of speaks loud about the work that you all are doing in this space. So happy to have you back on the Ravit Show. Just for audience, would you like to quickly introduce yourself? Tell us more about what's new at Revify.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, it's a pleasure to talk to you again, Ravit.
Yeah.
I'm Sanjay. I'm the CEO and co-founder for Revefi.
Yep.
And prior to this, I was the ex-co-founder from ThoughtSpot, which is, as we know,
We all know.
we know that part. So, I know we chatted about what 2-3 months ago, and
That's
all
right.
has happened since then. And in the last couple of months, we have come up with some huge announcements. The first,
Exactly.
of course, right? You talked about it. We had a $20 million Series A, and the interesting thing about that was that it closed within 10 days when we started the journey.
Wow.
So that was, I would say, a strong testament to not just the product, but belief in us.
Right.
And the second part is on the Raden. Like we announced Raden, which is the world's first AI data engineer.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about Raden because I know you all have recently announced that. So can you tell us more about when you say it's like the first AI engine, right?
Yep.
Can you tell us more in detail of what Raden does? How is it helping the larger engineering space, the AI engineers out there? Would love to know, get into more of the detailing.
Yeah, it's a huge. I would say we can talk about it for like quite a long time, but
Yeah.
let's get started. So when we built Raden, the way we looked at it is that in today's day and age, every company, doesn't matter small or big, they need a very strong level of expertise within their teams.
Right?
And so Raden is really an acronym. It stands for Revefi's AI Data Engineer.
Okay.
And the idea is that it brings a distinguished engineer's level of expertise to the data teams.
Right.
So it's a co-pilot. It can be an autopilot. It depends on the use case and also depends on what people are comfortable with. And the idea is it always works. It augments the team 24 cross 7.
Nice.
And in some ways, when you ask me, what's the different about this? So if you think about this, what it brings to the table is an in-depth understanding of underlying data warehouse architecture.
Okay.
If you have performance issue, so what? How do you get into that? SQL debugging, optimizations, understanding spend, all of these things, understanding when quality matters, how it brings it out of the box in a zero-touch packaging right to the stakeholders. And that's really the whole mantra behind Raden. Just bring it on, bring it all for the data teams.
Yeah, I think it's a well thought, obviously tech that you've kind of put together because that's one of the, thing that most of the engineers kind of struggle as well. So you all have kind of pinpointed it pretty well. And also, I'm kind of interested to learn a little about what motivated Revify to develop an AI data engineer and how do you see Raden addressing the challenges in data teams that they face today?
Yeah, so first of all, like if we think about this, the need is universal.
Right?
We can talk to any company, big or small, they will all come back and say we all need a lot of expertise within our own teams, right, to build in the current environment of cloud
Right.
data warehouses. Now taking it a step further, so what motivated is, well, everybody wants to be on the cloud and they are facing two issues. The first one, of course, is the spend.
Right.
Like the whole consumption-based pricing, how does it relate, or what's the right ROI, that's one. And the second issue, which we have seen, is that it's very hard to get
Yeah.
talent where out of the box, where it just understands everything about your architecture and connects the dot between performance and spend, usage, all of these things.
Right.
So for us, it just simply the mantra was, how do you empower such data teams to hit the ground running, and how do you help them save time and money right from the beginning? And that's why the whole concept of AI data engineering is to really see how much can you test the limits of AI for the data engineer persona.
Yeah.
And the second is, that's really the right way to do when you have got to save people time and money.
That's fantastic. Thanks for sharing those insights. Also, in a conversation, you mentioned about zero touch, right? So I'm kind of curious to learn about how does Raden zero touch, no data access approach work in enterprise environments because it's like so huge when it comes to enterprises, right? And I know when I spoke to you almost 2 or 3 months back.
Yeah.
Like I know we spoke like almost a year back when you were kind of
Yes.
starting with Revify. You mentioned that this will be for larger enterprises only. We'll like
Yep.
obviously for mid-size as well, but we'll focus on larger enterprise problems. So kind of curious to learn about the zero touch aspect.
Yeah, so again, like same philosophy, right?
Yeah,
Everybody wants the things to work, right? We all
true,
do.
true.
So let me just share a story. So which is I find it unprecedented. So we had a Fortune 100 company, and we are talking about even top of the Fortune and Global 2000s there, right?
Nice.
And we are in a meeting, and of course we went through a security review with Revefi's model of no data access, SOC 2, all the compliances. It was relatively quick. Let's say it took like a couple of weeks or 2 to 3 weeks. Then we are on in a meeting, and they signed up on the website. Well, that's one. Then they also connected their production instance right then and there, and that is to me is an amazing testimony. So the need for every enterprise today, it doesn't matter who they are, is that they want such expertise within their team.
Right.
And fast forward 3 days, they were already on the path to saving themselves a huge amount of money, easily more than 6 figures.
Wow.
And that's really the power of AI coming together. So for us, that's really the key.
That is awesome. Like in just 3 days, that means you've kind of got a customer on board and you're already on a journey where it's like they'll be saving a lot of cost.
They already saved it.
They already did. In
Yeah,
in so the oh wow.
so
So
that's really the fun part. So because again, like if you think that's when we talked about why an AI data engineer. The idea is that we don't want to create another silos. Like another prospect we were talking to, what they said is, we said, what's more important for you? Is it performance? Is it spend? And this person, he just brought it out very well and said, without controlling performance, you can't control spend.
then true.
So for us, moment you start picking into what's the right way to use the warehouse, you will start saving a lot of money. And that's the right way to go.
I love it.
Verify just brings it all because that's what a distinguished engineer in your team would do if they
Yeah.
were left to do.
Yeah. No, I love it 100%. And thanks for sharing that. It's always good to learn a little about, how it kind of operates in the enterprise world. We kind of, always think about, oh, it's a long shot, but it could be, examples like this which could drive so many things and make it easier for the enterprises as well.
I think you're well said. Like if you think from an enterprise persona, they
Yeah.
of course they have a diverse requirements, but
Right.
underneath they have a lot of compliances. They want the peace of mind.
True?
And the way Revefi is set is we have SOC 2, we have ISO. There's no data access required to get started.
Wow.
They exactly know what is going to touch, what they are going to let it look at.
Right.
When you have all those things and your value prop is so clear and so quick, then the question is why not?
Why
And
not?
moreover, it never takes any of their time. From their side, it's just 5 minutes of their investment.
Yeah.
And everything comes at a platter to them.
Love it. Thanks for sharing that. Also, one last question for you. What impact have your early adopters seen in Raden in terms of the ROI? Anything that you would like to share with our audience?
Yeah, so one I already talked
Yes,
about.
you told
right?
me.
And the best part of that was it was in fact more than that. So the fun was that so the person there, they in fact showed and demoed Raden to their own management on their own.
Oh, wow.
Right, and that to us is really it's a testament to where we are at. And of course there's a lot of we have to go a long way. There's no ifs and buts on that. But they came out and said it was amazing to see it work on their data in their environment with their questions.
Wow.
So for us the adoption is because it's a need, right? So the adoption is given. And second is if you think Raden is not just one or thing, it's really a philosophy.
Right.
It's how much do you go with an AI first approach. So another company we were talking to last week, they connected
Nice.
and they used what we had released. By the way, when you asked us what's new, it's an autopilot on Snowflake Spend. And they just clicked and said, oh, these Snowflake warehouses, I want to see how you can save money.
Yes.
And they in fact went and they accepted the recommendations as well.
Yeah.
And within like 3 to 4 days, they have reduced their entire spend by more than 25 to 30% by seeing the product. So for us,
That's huge.
That is really the power of AI to
Yeah.
data, and it's really and that's what Raden does. It's Revefi's AI data engineering.
No, it's awesome. In terms of the ROI as well, if you kind of see it that quick, it becomes like a no-brainer for all the enterprises out there. So it's fantastic work that you've been doing, and obviously we've been looking at all the amazing announcements, all the amazing work that the team is doing at Revify. So thanks for that, and thanks for again visiting the Ravit show, Sanjay. It's always such a pleasure chatting with you. We always keep it so casual, but then you have like such great insights always. So thanks for doing it. And one last question that I would like to ask you is for our audience, if they want to reach out to you, where can they do it? Is LinkedIn a good place? And if they want to learn more about Revify?
Yeah, I think both. Actually, LinkedIn absolutely yes.
Awesome.
We are active on LinkedIn. And
Nice.
We have a lot of case studies which we are thinking of slowly and steadily pushing it out.
Right.
So watch out for those. And for now, just reach out to me, sanjay@revefi.com.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ravit. It's a
Thanks,
pleasure.
Sanjay. Always a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.